Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the ocean relief features. Relief features mainly implies that we are going to look into the landscape which are formed inside the oceans. So there are various type of relief feature present in the oceans, and those are continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise, and abyssal plains. Apart from these features, there are some other features also present in the oceans, and those are hills in the oceans. We have trenches in the oceans. We have some fracture zones also. Some coral reef, very important coral reefs, and some other like volcanoes, the structure formed after the eruption of volcanoes. Some canyons are also present. So these type of features are also present in the ocean. These are categorized under the relief features of oceans. Moving on, we are going to discuss about these relief features here. And now the continental shelf. What is continental shelf? Continental shelf is that part of the continent which is occupied by the sea. We can look it in the figure. This is our continental plate, and the one next to it is oceanic plate. More denser plate, oceanic plate. We have sea here. So this part of the continental plate is occupied by the sea. This is known as continental shelf. It is gradual in nature. Its slope is not much steeper. The continental shelf is not much steeper. Its slope is gradual. But if we are going to see what is slope, it would be more steeper. Continental slope is more steeper, but the shelf is gradual slope. So this is shelf. The width of the shelf varies from continent to continent. If we are going to see the example of Australia, the width of the continental shelf is very much. It's wider. Why it's wider? Because of the presence of coral reefs in this region. So due to the presence of coral reefs, it is wider. Taking the example of North America. In case of North America, this is a convergent plate boundary. So due to the convergent plate boundary, subduction has already occurred here. As the sediments being subducted under the earth and lead to the eruption of very huge mountain range Rockies here, the width of the the continental shelf here is very much narrower. In case of North America, it is narrower as the sediments already being subducted here and lead to the eruption of very huge mountain ranges. Those are Rockies here. Next example we can take is of Africa. So in case of Africa, what we can see is Africa is a continent where Nile River is present and a huge amount of sediments is being deposited there. So we can see the example of Africa here. Here the delta is present due to the deposition by the Nile River here. Huge amount of deposition take place. That's why wider continental shelf would be present. So the continental shelf will be determined by these number of factors, and accordingly the width of the continental shelf would vary. Sometime it is narrower, sometime it is wider. And the next one we have is continental slope. Continental shelf and the continental slope has one difference, and that is continental slope is steeper. While in case of continental shelf, we have the slope that is gradual. Looking at in the diagram, this is our continental slope. slope is gradual. But from here onwards, we are going to see a steeper slope. This slope is steeper, and that steeper slope is known as continental slope. These continental slopes, sometime after the erosion in these regions, develop canyons. These type of structures is canyons. Canyons means that if, let's say, some river is coming from there and it is flowing over this region, so it will erode the surface of the continental slope. So after erosion, it will develop canyons under them. So canyons can be found in various parts of North America and in Asia also. So this is how the continental canyons are present. Next one we have is abyssal plains. After reaching to the flat surface down to the ocean floor, we have abyssal plains, which are flat surfaces. Below to the abyssal plains, we have the trenches, more deeper surface. The slope will be more steeper than the continental slope. These are the trenches. And the next one is the relief features which are present in the Pacific Ocean. There are various type of relief features which are present here. We are going to look what are them. So first of all, we are going to see various oceans present in this region. So first one we have is Sea of Okhotsk. This is a very famous Sea of Okhotsk. The next one we have is Sea of Japan. So here we have Sea of Japan. Next we have is Yellow Sea, which is found in this region. Next we have is East China Sea, and in the southern part of this we have South China Sea. These are the most famous seas in this region. And if we are going to see the trenches present in this region, there are various trenches present in this region, as we are aware of this. So now looking at the trenches present in this region, a very famous trench, that is Mariana Trench, is also present in this region. Mariana Trench is present here. This is Mariana Trench. It is the deepest one. This trench is the deepest one and very famous one. Next we have is Kuril Trench, Kuril Kamchatka Trench, which is present here. This is Kuril Trench. It is also a very famous trench present here. So these are the trenches of the Pacific Ocean. We have some ridges also present here. There are lesser number of ridge present here in the Pacific Ocean compared to the Atlantic Ocean, because a very famous ridge, that is Mid-Atlantic Ridge, is present there. So, but here we have one that is present here. Here we have Hawaiian Ridge. We have heard about the Hawaiian Ridge. So various fracture zones also present here. So if we're going to see the fracture zones, we have some famous one also, Galapagos Islands. And Galapagos Islands is on a fracture zone. Galapagos fracture zone. So these are the one. And if we're going to see some ridges, here we have the South American continent. This is the South American continent, and we have here Nazca Ridge. This part is Nazca Ridge. So here trench also, a very famous one, Peru Child Trench. So these are the relief features present in the Pacific Ocean. We have seen some some very famous trenches also, and ridges also. But while looking into the Atlantic Ocean, we are going to see our largest mid-Atlantic ridge present over there. I hope you understand the topic well. Thank you for watching.